Grief is an essential part of finding hope for the future. I'm Lori Shaw, and I am a licensed social worker here at Hospice and Palliative Care of the Piedmont. Hope after grief, I would recommend that people maybe join support groups and use spiritual or religious affiliations, be encouraged by others, and learn to encourage others. I believe that more people need to be educated about ways to grieve. And if there's a right or wrong way to grieve, going to support groups and being able to share your story can always encourage others and help others, as other people's stories will be able to help you and encourage you. Just lean and learn to love one another. I would recommend that people not resist grief and the grief process, because I think to heal and get past, or not get past, but to learn to live a healthy life past losing a loved one, the grief process is essential to be able to learn to live with the hope that, you can live a healthy life and happy life without your loved one. Grief is like a wave. So your waves go up and down, and you have to go through the grief, go through the process to be able to come back on the other side of the wave to find hope. Or a mountain, it could be mountainous. You're up and down. It's not always a bad thing. It's not always a good thing, and then you go through the process to be able to find hope. I do believe that hope is attainable for everyone. Your grief is unique to you. There's no right or wrong way to grieve, and I think that some people may have a slower process in grief, and others may be able to get over, or be able to go through the grief process quicker. So I think it just depends on each individual person and how you choose to grieve, and there's no right or wrong way to do that. And although the feelings and the memories will always be there, people need to be able to accept that there's still happiness out there for them. Being able to have the memories and have things to remember your loved one by is okay, and I would definitely encourage that, because you don't want to forget your loved one. You want to remember the good things and, have great memories about them, but you have to live life, and you have to, be able to move on. And moving on is not a bad thing, and you shouldn't feel guilty about that. It's just, you have to be, it's a healthy part of grieving. So grief means sadness and anguish and hurt. How do you get past that? Knowing that your grief is unique to you, and being able to go through the emotions and being able to share your emotions and your feelings with others and not keep it bottled up inside. And just knowing that it's normal. Grief is a normal process. And I think it's important to find happiness again and to find the hope. And I think hope brings happiness. And to get to that point, you do have to grieve, and you have to go through the process. And you can't, dodge it, and you can't not do it. It is a process that needs to be done in order to get to a place where you can be healthy at living again. I think hope means being able to move forward, to be able to look to the future and know that you're going to be okay. Being able to set goals for yourself, make plans for yourself, things that you're hopeful for. Some people may even be hopeful that they can return to a grocery store that they were able to go to when they, had that loved one, or be able to get together with your family again without, grieving the loss of the loved one, because life changes. So you have to be able to move forward and always remember your loved one, but just know that life will be different. But it doesn't have to be different in a bad way. I don't think there is a timeline for grief. I think it's different for everybody. Some people are able to get through the process quicker than others. And so I think putting a timeline on grief I don't think that that's a plausible thing. I think everybody is different, so you have to kind of take it at your pace and go through the process to what is best for you. Grief can last forever. I think that the severity of the grief is different. In the beginning, it could be a lot tougher. As time goes by, it gets easier. But I do think grief can be an ongoing process. I think grief can change a person by maybe being able to realize your strength that you have, or maybe lack of, and that you need to, be able to find strength in other people. And sometimes you don't know what strength you have until you go through something.